Hey, it's Keith, LocalBizBuilders.com, and this is the second video as far as the offline domination product is concerned. One of the things I get comments on either through the forum, private message, email, is what I call well, I hate to say it, but it's an underlying problem. I think and it revolves around your confidence when it comes to selling you to a small business owner. And for many reasons, people are deathly afraid of cold calling. And, so am I. I don't do it. I've never done it. I used to work for a guy very, very shortly, not very long, anyways. And this guy he's like a machine. He was a cold calling animal. And not just cold calling on the phone, but just stopping in places. And I was in the industrial world and mainly wire and cable, and he sold products to benefit those specific consumers. And he tried to teach me, and I always felt awkward. Every time I called, I felt like I was interrupting somebody. And if anything, it made it worse for me. I'd watch him do it, and I did learn, but I hated it. And I appreciate him trying to help me, but I just couldn't do it. So I've always try to find ways around it, and it's a necessary evil in the offline world. Um, at least so much as you have to talk to people. Um, I'll talk all day long. I just don't want to have to interrupt somebody's day willingly. You know, somebody calls me in and says, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you." I can talk all day long to the point where they're telling me to shut up. So why do we feel this way? A lot of it revolves around your confidence. Um, Owner objections is one of them. Why, in the owner's mind, they can come up with 1,000 excuses to not use your service. And that's good because you need to know what those objections are because every one of them you can learn from and have an answer for. And the goal, one of your goals, aside from helping them, is to have those objections known ahead of time so you can pretty much shoot every one of them down. You could still shoot them all down and they can still say no. That's okay. You're not in the business of, you know, trying to pry money from somebody who just doesn't get it or want to. There are more and more business owners with this economy that want to get it. What somebody might have said a year ago, they may be singing a different tune now. Every time I drive through my town and I'm looking at a business, I'm like, hey, where'd that business go? There's a new business there. Businesses are falling quicker than you can imagine, and there's a lot that are on their last leg that we just don't know about. So owners are becoming desperate, and a desperate market is a very good market for us. Not just because we can make money, but because we can actually help. So objections is something that you as a offliner need to understand and know that it's part of the deal. They're going to say, yeah, but what if? Well, my buddy did it and he didn't get crap out of his business. We're dealing not only with their objections, but their perceptions. The perceptions are, for most people, they had a website built and they got screwed. They spent a ton of money and they've gotten zero out of it. So one of the objections I always hear is, well, how's it going to help my business? I spent money on a website before. I've got nothing out of it. I don't even know if anybody even goes to my website. Now, this is obviously for people that already have one. And you can usually quell those by looking at their website and doing your homework before you get there. You can say, well, first off, your website was done back in 1999, and you haven't updated it once, you can say there's no tracking mechanisms. The technology today is much better. The There's a thousand things you can say just by looking at their website. It's hard for me to sit here and make stuff up without seeing one. But you can kind of have a lot of those objections, not only on their website, but just through your past experience with other people's objections that you've heard in the past. Another reason people tend to not want to cold call or stop in is the fear of rejection. And this is something that is up to the individual. No one, I think, can teach you how to. I think guys are more used to it than girls, to be honest with you, because we get rejected all the time. But it's something that you tend to want to take personal, and it's not personal; it's business. Um, the one thing I did learn from that guy that I was working with was a little phrase: "Some will, some won't." Next, meaning you're going to put your offer in front of a bunch of people. Some people will want it, some people won't. If they don't, move on to the next one. There is hundreds, if not thousands, of people that need what you have, and it's not personal. Now, to help um, lessen the rejection or lessen the objectives, it all comes down to your preparation. Excuse me, your preparation and your offers. Now remember, the fourth bullet here is you're in business to help. Granted, yes, you're in the business to make money, but as far as they're concerned, you're in business to help them. They're business owners. They know you're there to make money. Um, you're there to help them. So your offers need to be catered to bullet point 4 and bullet point 5 to help them and understand their needs. If you can go in, analyze their needs, and cater your offers, you will lose that fear of rejection, and you'll be able to also pretty much stop any objections they have. Once you've done that, now it just comes down to a price. Yes, no, maybe. Well, I can't afford it right now. Okay, fine. But understanding their needs is probably, as far as I'm concerned, the most crucial thing because now you can cater your offers. Now, you're at a slight disadvantage